Let's talk about the gubernatorial election in Ohio in 2026. Bad news, folks. Smug Vivek Ramaswamy is leading in the polls. He's beating the Democrats. And that's not super surprising. He has no political experience. And Ohio also gave us Senator J.D. Vance, who has no political experience and is a pretty far-right fellow. But Ramaswamy ran for president before this in 2024, and he's going to benefit from name recognition now. He was basically carrying water for Donald Trump for that entire campaign and aggressively attacking people who criticized Trump. He was called out by DeSantis, called out by Chris Christie, called out by Nikki Haley, but he continued to simp for Donald Trump. So let's see what the polls show. Ramaswamy leads Amy Acton by 10 points, 49 to 39, and Tim Ryan, a Democrat who ran against J.D. Vance in 2022, by 8 points, 49 to 41, according to the latest Emerson College poll. About 10 to 12% of Ohio voters remain undecided, reflecting a significant portion of the electorate up for grabs. Ramaswamy benefits from early visibility and strong name recognition, giving him a clear first mover advantage in the race. Nearly 50% of voters are unfamiliar with Amy Acton and Tim Ryan, which slows Democratic momentum and limits their outreach effectiveness. Favorability ratings show Ramaswamy slightly ahead at 38 to 35, with Acton 27 to 23, Ryan 31 to 25. Low recognition and weaker favorability hinder Democrats in winning over independents and undecided voters. Google Trends indicate Ramaswamy outpaces his rivals in online searches, enhancing media traction and visibility. Acton and Ryan's lower online presence limits their digital reach and ability to shape the narrative. Ohio voter priorities are economy, 44%, threats to democracy, 15%, housing, 10%, and the issue of healthcare at 8%. On deportation, 87% of Republicans support Ramaswamy compared with 23% of Democrats. Independents are evenly split. Okay, so let's talk about strategy. Ramaswamy is very much, he's similar, but he's different from Trump. He's different in terms of identity. He's not a white male. He's diverse, you could say. He's also pretty sophisticated in terms of his debate style. I would say that, he's more smarmy and kind of he knows how to use big vocabulary. He went to law school. President Trump speaks at what people say is like a fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade level maybe. But Ramaswamy does understand some things. When he talks, he shows that he knows stuff, generally speaking, about policy. Although his policies that he supports happen to be terrible, and he's able to come up with these very high-minded, far right-wing solutions. Like pass a civics test to vote, like make that a requirement, and that would turn off young voters for the rest of eternity. They would not line up behind Vivek Ramaswamy if he were really serious about that. But yeah, he did fairly solid in the 2024 Republican primary. Actually, people were just like, who's this guy? This young fella? He's just announcing his name, throwing his hat in the ring, and like what? And then all of a sudden, he's up there on the debate stage, and he's stealing quite a bit of the spotlight. Obviously, it helped that Trump wasn't on the debate stage ever in 2024 because he just thought that he was entitled to the nomination. Coronate me, he thinks he's a king, no kings. But yeah, so Ramaswamy, I think he has what it takes to become the next governor. It's rough to say because I don't think that's, I think that's when Ohio gets too far gone. They voted for Obama in 2008 and 2012, and then flipped to Trump in 2016. And they reelected Sherrod Brown in 2018, which was pretty cool, but then they kicked Sherrod Brown out for Bernie Moreno in 2024. They elected Vance over Tim Ryan. And so now it's like, yeah, it seems like it's kind of the Republicans' state to lose. I hope that things change, but yeah, it's a shame that someone so unqualified is kicking butt in the polls. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way that you can just yell far-right slogans and, be this edgy debate bro while not actually having experience and not actually, wanting to unite the American people. And you can just do well, apparently, with that, with the Republican base. And hopefully Democrats, to the extent that there are still Democrats in Ohio, there are, but, they come out and say, what, we got to unite. We fight it out in the primaries. We attack each other in the primaries, but we'll still line up behind the Democratic nominee. You don't need to register for the Democratic Party. No, you don't need to be like, hey, I support the Democrats no matter what. But against the Republicans, you should probably support the Democrats. You just should. Ramaswamy would be a total Trump sycophant. He'd collude with Trump as the governor. He'd let him get whatever he wants. And so we don't need a Trump puppet leading Ohio. No, we need fewer states to be controlled by Trump sycophants. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that Vivek Ramaswamy, smug Vivek Ramaswamy, will win the governorship in Ohio in 2026. Like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. This is the more the merrier, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.